the field, Lisa Byington.
Kevin, a significant change at the starting center spot for Iowa tonight. Sophomore James Daniels is out with a knee injury. That decision was made on Wednesday, and in his place is Lucas LeGrand, also a sophomore, but making his first career start and playing in just his third game in an Iowa Hawkeye jersey. Offensive line coach Brian Ferentz said, I wish actually that Lucas seemed a little bit more nervous when I gave him the news, but he seems confident in our way of doing things. He has prepared him for this moment. Iowa knows a thing or two about training offensive linemen.
Yeah, 11 Iowa offensive linemen have been drafted in the last 10 drafts. That's more than any other college football program. As always, we'll get a little help if there are any rules issues. Mike Pereira, our rules analyst, standing by at our Fox studios in Los Angeles. If we need Mike, we'll hear from Mike throughout the broadcast tonight as well. Iowa State wins the toss. They have elected to defer. So Iowa will receive, and Kirk Ferentz's squad will start out with the football. We talked about C.J. Beathard. We'll get our chance to see him in just a moment. Desmond King awaiting the kickoff in an absolutely jam-packed and electric Kinnick Stadium. Chris Francis approaching the football, and we are underway. Desmond King will take a knee, and out to the 25 come the Iowa Hawkeyes, and C.J. Beathard, the senior quarterback, making his way out onto the field, seeking to become the 10th Hawkeye with 4,000 career passing yards. He needs just 175 yards tonight to get to that mark.
Couple of things to look for here, Kevin. It's center exchange. We have a new center in there, so let's see what happens with the center quarterbacks exchange starting off, and let's see if they get number 46 George Kittle into the offense. He didn't catch a ball last week. Look for them to get George Kittle in the offense early.
Hawkeyes ready to go from the 25-yard line. 71 degrees. What a night. Northwest winds at 15 miles per hour. The Hawkeyes moving into that wind as we start this first quarter of play. Kittle, the motion man. LaShawn Daniels with the carry on first down. And Daniels dragging Kane Seeley for extra yardage to the 33. If you're looking for the North Carolina-Illinois game, go to btn.com/gamefinder right now to see where you can find the game in your area.
Look, just watching this Iowa State defense from a week ago, there's a lot of room for improvement, particularly in the run game. And with an 8-yard run to start this thing, they need to solve their run fits. They did not do that well last week, and first down was not good to them.
Second down and 2. Kittle and McCarron, or rather VandeBerg, to the top of your screen. And the quick toss to VandeBerg. Kittle with the block and room to roam. VandeBerg into Iowa State territory at the 49.
Now what he sees right from the start, Chuck, is he's going to see the blitz coming off the wide side. And so he understands that and anticipates that. Ball gets out really quickly. And then it's just a matter of getting the block first. Nicely done by Kittle.
Great job by George Kittle. Just get the play started is what we should tell that first blocker. Just get it started, and that's what George did. Nice execution.
Akrum Wadley now in at tailback on first down. Beathard to the air once more. The catch made by VandeBerg, and he's down at the 46-yard line, tackled by Jamal Wilkes. And our auto owners, impact players.
We have Akrum Wadley, who's their go-to quick running back. And then the go-to receiver is Matt VandeBerg. Let's see if Iowa State safety Kamari Cotton-Moya plays near the line of scrimmage to try to stop that vaunted Iowa running game.
You're going to have to sneak somebody down. They're keeping them back now to that too deep one.
Wadley on second down. Got a good block. And Wadley down at the 42-yard line. He'll be about 2.5 yards shy of the first. Regan Northrup on the tackle. So third down and 3 for the Iowa Hawkeyes here just inside the Iowa State 42. What are we looking for on third down? Matt?
A first if you're Iowa, and a stop if you're Iowa State. Look, they're going to spread them out, but they're still having success inside with this running game.
Beathard to the air on third down, deflected and incomplete. Terrific play by DeAndre Payne, and welcome back to the lineup for DeAndre Payne. He came into Iowa State this year with high expectations, missed last week with an injury, and they're thrilled to have him out there.
They tried a little option route here to Matt VandeBerg right in the center, that soft spot of that zone defense. And Iowa State did a nice job of collapsing and deflecting that ball. That was a nice play. VandeBerg actually needed to get inside just a little bit more. He went too wide on his route, Matt. Just inside a little bit more, and they had that little soft spot.
Well, they did a nice job. Payne did, because you're inside, outside, high, and he collapsed nicely. But you're right, VandeBerg needed to come back to the ball a little bit more.
Punting from the Iowa State 42. And a delay of game going to be called against Iowa.
5-yard penalty, fourth down.
So the Hawkeyes get into Iowa State territory, unable to advance further. And now ready to punt it away. Alan Lazard, the deep man for Iowa State. Ron Caluzzi, the punter for Iowa, graduate transfer from Central Michigan, who averaged nearly 42 yards per punt in just the 3 punts he had last week in the win over Miami of Ohio.
A little unbalanced here, and the punt team unbalanced to the field.
Caluzzi with Lazard calling for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 13. So the Iowa State offense, and the name Alan Lazard that you saw on that punt will be someone you see a lot of tonight if things are going Iowa State's way, and Joel Lanning certainly hoping for that. He took over the starting duties in the final 5 games of 2015, now has started 1 game here, so his 6 games as a starter. 1,239 yards, 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. As you both watched Lanning from last week, what did you see? What stood out about this junior quarterback from Ankeny, Iowa?
2 things for me: toughness and arm strength. And he was a wing T quarterback in high school, so he had to get tough in high school. He'll bowl some people over if he's running the football, but he has toughness and arm strength.
Warren shifting back into the backfield. And on first down, it's Mike Warren. And Warren trying to break free of Josie Jewell, and he spins down near the 17-yard line. A pickup of 2.5 yards on first down for Mike Warren.
Mike Warren is an outstanding runner. What has to really take a big step from last week to this week is the blocking up front in that offensive line.
Lanning to the air, and it's incomplete through the hands of Justin Chandler, the tight end, as we take a look at tonight's Auto Owners impact players.
Well, if they're going to have any success, Alan Lazard is going to be a big part of it. He's got size, he got speed, and he has big play in him. Anthony Nelson, just a young guy, freshman of the week. He has pass rush ability, and Josie Jewell, undisputed leader of that defense.
Third down and 8.
These are the situations you don't want to get into on the road. 3rd and long situations. Slowing down the offense to make sure they get the right play.
Play clock at 3. Ryan in motion. 4-man rush. Lanning with time, juggling and incomplete. Mike Warren trying to make a one-handed grab. Ben Neiman and Josie Jewell were in the area, but Iowa State's going to have to punt it away.
But they had the right idea. We'll see that concept again, Chuck. And so all they did was they ran the receivers off, and they ISO'd him underneath. Now, they were playing in a zone, but a better thrown ball would have netted a first down right there.
So now the Cyclones will punt it away. There's Colin Downing. This will be his 12th punt in his career against the Hawkeyes. He averages over 43 yards per punt in the Cy-Hawk series. Desmond King back. He'll creep up on this one at the 44. King with a move. King with another move. Into Cyclone territory and down near the 42-yard line. Spears on the tackle for Iowa State. And Desmond King and the Hawkeyes with excellent field position after the 15-yard return for C.J. Beathard. Football on BTN is presented by John Deere Gator Utility Vehicles. Second possession of the night for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Third time this year that they'll start a drive on their opponent's side of the midfield stripe. They did it twice last week against Miami of Ohio. Scored both times. First down and 10 at the 42 for C.J. Beathard and company in a scoreless ball game.
Spread them out.
Beathard to the sideline. Diving grab by Riley McCarron at the 35-yard line. If you're looking for the North Carolina-Illinois game, go to btn.com/gamefinder right now to see where you can find the game in your area.
Right now they're staying ahead of the chains. Good first down throw, puts you in a second manageable. Usually a rundown here.
Yeah, and if I'm Iowa, I want to bloody their nose early, Chuck. I want them to know it's going to be a long night. Let this offensive line get off.
Double tight ends along that line. Stumbling as Beathard hands the ball to LaShawn Daniels, and Daniels powers forward for the first to the 31. Josh Jawless on the tackle.
Yeah, it all starts up front, Chuck. We've been saying that all the time, but I want you to watch. Look at how this line of scrimmage has changed. It got moved at least 3 yards in the initial push, and so if you're going to start the game off like that and start really getting a good push and blooding people's noses up front, it's going to be a long night for that defense. They better start coming off the ball, not catching guys, but delivering a blow.
Kill the motion man. Wadley stumbling through a tackle in the backfield, gets a yard. First contact came from Damon Tucker, a big nose guard who broke in there. Kane Seeley and Regan Northrup finishing him off.
Yeah, Damon Tucker, number 97, he's got some skills. He's a big, powerful guy. Sometimes you watch him and he gets tired, and so then he won't come off the ball. When he puts it all together, there's good skill. There's 300 pounds. He can redirect pretty well. He can handle power straight at him. If he doesn't catch blocks and he's delivering, he's pretty good.
It'll be interesting to watch him in the matchup with Lucas LeGrand, replacing Daniels at center. Beathard off play action with all kinds of time. Wide open is VandeBerg with a spin down to the 5.
And defensive coordinator John Heacock of Iowa State was worried about the play action pass, especially the deep throw. George Kittle clears it out with a seam down the middle, opens it wide open for VandeBerg. Those linebackers for Iowa State took the play fake. VandeBerg was wide open on a deep dig route. That's that old seam dig route, Matt, that we've seen for 50 years. Here they are doing it again here at Iowa.
First and goal at the 5 for the Hawkeyes. Beathard under some pressure, hurls it for the end zone, and he threw that one away.
That was smart by Beathard. He had an option right there. So that was a run. That was a called run play to the left side. And if he liked what he saw to the top side, he could go to it, and he liked it. But in the course of liking that thing, he disliked it very fast. So he just threw it away.
That's the growth and maturation of a veteran quarterback. Usually from year 1 to year 2 as a starter, you throw that ball away when you're down there tight. You have 3 points here. You know you have at least 3. Don't make a mistake.
6th play of this drive for Iowa.
Of a veteran quarterback. Usually from year 1 to year 2 as a starter, you throw that ball away when you're down there tight. You have 3 points here. You know you have at least 3. Don't make a mistake.
6th play of this drive for Iowa. LaShawn Daniels in at running back. Drake Kulik the fullback. And there's a little bit of confusion there. There was, I believe the snap came late, or a little confusion along that line.
Yeah, and that's the result of a new center. And so,
False start.
Mike
Offense.
needs to work on his
Everybody but the
triceps.
center. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Lucas LeGrand in just his 3rd game in his career, and this is by far the most extensive time he's going to see.
What is it, Matt? You're like, oh, I got to identify the Mike linebacker. Like, oh, I got to block this guy in front of me. Oh, there's a snap count. It happens so fast.
It does happen fast. As Brian Ferentz is the offensive line coach, who's an outstanding young coach. That's a good coach.
Empty backfield as Derek Mitchell goes out to the top of your screen. Beathard gonna run. Looking for a block. Cyclones close the door quickly. Crowd wanted a late hit out of bounds as Kamari Cotton-Moya came over and Beathard went down on the sideline.
That's pretty well defended. They spread everybody out. The thought was to get up inside. And the Iowa State defense took it away and forced them to the outside. Now, there was some boos about, a late hit. I think they were fine there. And, of course, I always fall on that side.
Yes, you tend to err on the side of, the defensive guy was fine. Meanwhile, Chuck's throwing a flag from up here as the quarterback.
Play smart. 3rd and goal here. Play smart.
Straight drop for Beathard. Good protection in the end zone. Touchdown! George Kittle in for 6.
Third and goal, just a simple seam route, and then the out route off of it. Wide open in the corner of the end zone. Something happened to the corner. The corner bid on the first receiver out there. Made all day for George Kittle. A lot of grass there. Easy pitch and catch. Nice throw.
True freshman Keith Duncan on for the extra point. And Iowa takes the 7-0 lead in the Cy-Hawk series over Iowa State.
Yeah, here's George Kittle right here. There is just a down and out, little spin out, and 6 points.
7-0 Hawkeyes, 8:42 remaining in the first. Our Myers scoring drive, 7 plays, 42 yards, capped by the touchdown pass to George Kittle. He had 6 touchdowns a year ago. His first of 2016 gives Iowa the 7-0 lead, capping the drive. Kane Nwangu is back, and Nwangu 5 yards deep will take a knee, and Iowa State out to the 25. As we go back to the touchdown, Matt Millen, Chuck Long, what'd you see?
Yeah, well, what you're seeing is this is supposed to be a coverage, a combination coverage, inside, outside, high. So you have the outside, you have the inside, you're up high. So what happens as soon as this receiver comes inside, you carry it for so long, and then you turn it over to the inside. This guy's going to come out and go out. This corner should be sitting right there. You're protected over the top, and you have inside help for the over route. It should work. In somebody busted a coverage and you get 6 quick.
That corner needs to come off, like you said, Matt. Especially things happen so fast down there.
Now the Cyclones turn from their 25-yard line. It's David Montgomery motioning next to Lanning on first down. Montgomery looking for a crease, but he cannot break free of the arms of Jaleel Johnson. 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Cyclones.
So Jaleel Johnson initially got blocked, and it's no shame. There's no shame in getting blocked. Everybody gets blocked. But staying blocked is a different story. And that's what he does very well. He has very good hands, Chuck. He redirects extremely well. You saw it right there.
Lanning looking to the sidelines. He's getting every play from over on the sidelines right now. Montgomery in motion. 1 on the play clock as he gets the snap, and Montgomery goes down at the line of scrimmage, and Jaleel Johnson again. Boy, is he eating up space and making plays in the middle of that line.
And you mentioned, Matt, the play before. They're getting off blocks.
Right.
We talked to defensive coordinator Phil Parker. That was the improvement he wanted to see from last week to this week.
Lanning threw it behind the wide receiver Carson Epps, and the Hawkeye defense will force another Cyclone punt.
Mabin forced that bad throw. Mabin was anticipating that route, and stayed on top of the receiver. So that ball had to be right on the receiver. Instead, he got a little scared on it and threw it behind him.
Matt, I know you watched a lot of this Iowa defensive film over the last couple of days. Greg Maben got a lot of heat from Iowa fans over the last week because he got a lot of the attention that Desmond King didn't last week against Miami of Ohio. What'd you see from him on film?
That he's getting better, number one. That's the first thing. And number two, he's learning on the job, which is not an easy thing to do. But most importantly, he has the skills to get the job done.
There's Desmond King from the 29. King dancing around and down at the 35-yard line. Hawkeyes with a 7-0 lead. And Iowa going back to work on the offensive side of the football with C.J. Beathard and company. Greg Maben feeling a little better right now. Nice start for the Hawkeye defense. They lead it 7-0. Seven 0 Iowa. 12 plays, 81 yards for the Hawkeyes, and the offensive line off to a good start for Iowa. See what they can do here. Just shy of the 35-yard line. On first down, a hole for Daniels. Into the secondary, and Daniels with a 12-yard pickup to the 47. Brian Peavy on the stop.
Yeah, so this is what you're seeing. Everybody is in sync. This is kind of like a dance troupe. Watch all the footwork. Right foot first, followed by your left foot. Up to the second level. This is all in unison. This is really, really well coached. Brian Ferentz does an outstanding job with that offensive line.
Two guys with a combined 3 career starts in the middle. Lucas LeGrand, his first career start. Boone Myers, his second at left guard. They give to Daniels, and LaShawn Daniels to the 47. With more on that offensive line, we go downstairs to Lisa Byington.
Yeah, well, I was able to talk to Brian Ferentz before the game, and he actually thought that James Daniels was playing as good as an all-Big Ten player. So he says we lose an all-Big Ten player, but Lucas LeGrand, he's a high school basketball player, 6'5", 290. He said he likes his athleticism. He can run, and as a matter of fact, he practiced a lot with this team in the spring because James was hurt. So even though this is his first career start, they do like the fact that he does have some experience coming into tonight.
Lisa, thanks. 2nd and 4. The give once more. Looking for a little running room. Hopping through traffic is Akrum Wadley. And Wadley down to the 41, and then a little pushing and shoving and a flag. And there was a tangle between Cole Croston and it looked like Justin Thomas.
And that offensive line is coming off the ball right now, and LeGrand is setting the pace. He's starting to get in the groove as a center. When your center gets in the groove, Matt, you know the rest of the linemen follow suit.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 8, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And Justin Thomas.
That's number 8's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
You get 2 and you're gone if you get a second. Cole Croston at 6'5", 307, and Justin Thomas at 6'6", 275. It was right at the end of the play. In fact, the play was over, and those two just kept on going.
Well, you know, you want to finish the play. We have to talk to these officials about that.
Play action. Beathard over the middle, wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Akrum Wadley.
And that was the old simple wheel route coming out of the backfield for Wadley. Great play action fake right now by C.J. Beathard, and the offensive line staying low and selling it. Wadley comes out the back door, the left-hand side. Beathard spins all the way around. Nobody there.
A lot of time to throw at that, too.
A lot of time.
And the extra point by Keith Duncan makes it 14-0 Iowa. Akrum Wadley breaking free off play action. C.J. Beathard with time, and he finds the wide open Wadley, making it rain up here in Kinnick Stadium. Iowa State right now, 132-8. As Bené Nwangu awaits the kickoff from Galuzzi. And this will be returnable for Nwangu from the 5. Nwangu with a little crease at the 20, and Nwangu hit hard as he goes down at the 24-yard line. Big pop by Michael Ojemudia. Beginning September 24th, BTN Tailgate brings the show to your school with complete pregame coverage, all the local flair and fanfare. There's no better way to kick off your Saturdays beginning September 24th on BTN and streaming live on BTN to go. We saw a lot of tailgaters on our way into the stadium. You can't really miss it. We walk right through them on the way into Kinnick Stadium today.
Yeah, I can get through with my eyes closed now. I know where all the good food spots are.
You don't get through quickly.
Not quickly. Good point.
Landing on the roll on first down. The quick toss to Lazard. Lazard strong on the sideline. Gets across the 30-yard line. Greg Maben and Desmond King on the stop.
They need to get Alan Lazard and Mike Warren, the running back, going in this football game to have a chance to win. So they must have said that on the sideline, Matt. Hey, we got to get the ball to Lazard, and they did first play.
And so they also know that they're struggling up front against this defensive line. So I like the fact that you start to move the pocket.
First completion of the night as Warren gets the carry. And Warren's going to have the first down of the night for Iowa State as he gets across the 35 to the 36. Mike Warren's a guy who can certainly cause problems for you. He rushed for over 1,300 yards a year ago, the 3rd best rushing total for a freshman in Big 12 history.
He's a legitimate runner. He has good power. He's got good vision. Nice feet in the hole. But what has to happen, they don't have to have a knockout here. All they have to do is move the chains. Pick up first down after first down.
Lanning, good pocket to throw from, and a nice rifle to the first down. Sticks to Lazard at the 46-yard line. He threaded the needle on this throw.
That's exactly what you're talking about, Chuck.
Little bunch route, and they have to get it to their star players. Warren and Lazard, here's the second catch. Little curl route to the sticks. Easy pitch and catch. Affected that linebacker. Trying to get easy throws for Lanning as well. Easy read.
And on the end around Nwangu into Iowa territory at the 47-yard line. Josie Jewell in there to help make the stop along with Miles Taylor.
That's a nice job on the outside of Azuna with a nice block. So this is exactly what they have to do, Chuck. You don't have to get chunks. Just get yourself 4 or 5 yards. I mean, 3 or 4 yards, you're in good shape. Right now, on second down, this is perfect.
2nd and 3 at the Hawkeye 47 as Warren motions out of the backfield. Design quarterback run for Lanning. He's going to have the first down, and he does, to the 42-yard line. Josie Jewell taking the legs out from under Joel Lanning, but not before he picks up 5 and moves the chains.
A great mix of formation and play calling right now for Iowa State. They have a great mix going, and when you're an offensive coordinator, I was one time, Matt, you try to mix it up with formations, move your personnel around, and plays. And that's what Iowa State's doing right now. They're moving those chains, like you said, in little chunks.
Warren in motion on first down. They fake the give to Warren. Lanning to the sideline. The catch made, and then down is Carson Epps at the 37-yard line. But again, good yardage on first down.
That's a win. That's all you need. And if defensively Iowa is going to give you that, be patient and take it. Don't try to force something. Bill Parker understands his scheme, his defense. He knows what he's doing. So he's going to give you a little bit. So if they're going to give it, you need to take it.
Warren in motion out on second down. Lanning sets up the screen to Lazard on the right side. Lazard with a crease. Lazard turning on the Jets, and he's just tripped up by Jewell inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, Cyclones.
Nice concept. They motion Meyer out to the top side. Gets your eyes going up, and then it's back inside to Lazard. Nicely blocked at the point, and Lazard hits the crease.
3rd time they've given Lazard the ball in this drive.
You called it. Nice.
The keep for Lanning. And Lanning inside the 5, down near the 4-yard line. Greg Maben first to contact the quarterback, Joel Lanning.
And notice Iowa State, Matt, is picking up the pace offensively. They want to wear out this defense, and they have them on their heels right now. They're tired.
One of the things that we noticed both was Lanning's toughness. And he does it. I mean, he's a former wrestler, and he gets it. He's mentally tough. He's physically tough, and he likes the pressure on him. Like, put it on me, I'll get it done. You got to like that for your quarterback.
On 2nd and goal, Lanning with time. Now the pocket collapses as he's down. Jaleel Johnson with the sack.
Yeah. Enough time to be able to get rid of that. But the coverage down below is what beats it. And Jaleel Johnson just did a nice job. I mean, that is just powerful. A little bit of hands to the face, but hey, not amongst friends.
Young mistake by Lanning, though. You saw C.J. Beathard earlier throw the ball away. Veteran quarterback. Right. Lanning's still young. Get rid of the ball, Matt. You have, boom, you set your feet, get rid of the ball. If it's there, take it. If it's not, get rid of it, throw it away.
Third and goal.
They called
and this one has stopped. The timeout called first by Iowa State.
I think it was Matt Campbell. I don't know. He was on a dead sprint.
Prior to the snap, Iowa State takes its first time out of the half.
There you go.
As Matt said, a dead sprint. Just a third goal for the Cyclones at the Iowa 10. What do you expect here?
We set the game clock to 108. 1:08.
Other than seeing the game clock reset to 108, what do you expect to see after that?
I was going to expect to see some kind of you're going to have a throw down here, but you got to be smart with it. If it's not there, you've got to get rid of it because you want to get points on the board.
Look, one of those three receivers at the top, go the corner route.
Lanning under pressure, in trouble, and he's sacked. Anthony Nelson had 2.5 sacks a week ago, and he gets a big one here to stymie the Cyclone threat.
Yeah, 6'7", 250-pound freshman. But what he possesses, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Ted Hendricks. But he's slippery. You see how he just kind of slinks? He kind of slinks off the edge. He's got a feel for pass rush. You can't teach it.
Here's Cole Netton, the field goal try up and good from 31 for Netton. And Cole Netton, his first field goal attempt of the year. He continues to be perfect against the Hawkeyes, but Iowa holds the Cyclones out of the end zone, makes them settle for 3. 14-3 lead for Iowa. Iowa State gets inside the 5, gets backed up by some good defensive line work for the Hawkeyes. And now Iowa State settling for a 3. They'll line up for the kickoff. Back deep is Desmond King for Iowa. Chris Francis with the kickoff for the Cyclones. And King, 3 yards deep. He's going to bring it out. King at the 10. King got a block at the 20. Desmond King across the 30 and struggling all the way out to the 35-yard line. So an excellent return by Desmond King. And some good field position to work with for the Iowa Hawkeyes once more. And boy, is Desmond King a weapon. 34-yard return.
Desmond King is a weapon when they're not throwing at him because he dictates where the ball's not going to go. It's not coming to him. So it makes you play defense a little bit better.
On first down, Beathard and company just shy of the 35. Toss play, now the reverse to VandeBerg. VandeBerg with Beathard out in front. VandeBerg got the corner, down the sideline and out of bounds inside the Cyclone 40. Kamari Cotton-Moya finally caught up with him. They'll say he stepped out at the 41, but VandeBerg turning on the speed, gets around the edge.
Just a little reverse off the pitch back from the running back with lead blockers, including Beathard. Matt, as an offensive coordinator, I always try to get some kind of trick play or reverse early in the first quarter or in the first half. I think offensive coordinator Greg Davis, nice call there.
Yeah, Greg Davis is talking about an alumni play. Get all the alumni up in their feet and start to give it a cheer.
That's
I think he accomplished it.
Well, that'll do it, too. The end of the first quarter, and everybody in black and gold cheering here in Iowa City. They're Hawks up early. Iowa Hawkeyes leading Iowa State 14-3 in this Cy-Hawk rivalry game. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Chuck Long, Lisa Byington. All with you tonight from Kinnick Stadium on 1st down and 10. Hawkeyes at the Cyclone 40-yard line. Beathard to the air. In some trouble. Beathard on the run, and he'll dive down for a loss back towards the 44-yard line. Well, Matt Millen and Chuck Long, you know, Kirk Ferentz got his contract extended earlier in the week. Hawkeye fans are probably saying, hey, what a great start. Let's extend it even more at this point, 14-3.
Yeah, I think what happened a year ago got everybody excited. And they have C.J. Beathard coming back, and I think you see how good this team can be just in the first half that we're seeing. But I think for Iowa State, what they've got to be able to do is last play, Chuck, they brought some pressure finally, and they're going to have to start taking some chances with that.
So take some chances right now. The offensive line for Iowa and the defensive line for Iowa is pushing the fronts of Iowa State all over the field.
Oh, nice move by Kittle as he gets over the 35 and down to the 34-yard line. George Kittle able to find some running room after a little bit of elusiveness from the tight end.
Just your simple bootleg with Kittle in the flat. Nice elusiveness for a tight end there, Matt. Usually they get out of bounds and call it a day.
I think the old our era tight ends did that. I think the new era tight ends, I think they can do that. They got some movement.
There's some movement.
Not as good at blockers, but they're a little more elusive.
Akrum Wadley with the give, and the hole closes quickly. A huge stop on the play. Brian Mills fills the hole and holds him short. It's 4th and 2. What do you do here?
Well, defensively for Iowa State, you've got to take a chance. You got to roll up your sleeves a little bit and roll the dice.
The reason why they ran the ball there is because Greg Davis said you have 2 downs, or Kirk Ferentz said you have 2 downs to get the first. So they ran the ball knowing that they were going to go for it on 4th down.
See if they don't drop these safeties down a little bit. So they're going 3 on 3 on the top side, and they have that safety drop down. Little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Mitchell in the backfield. Next to Beathard on 4th down. Beathard to the air. Caught. 1st down, McCarron.
Yeah, they're going to have to match that, Chuck. You can't give that kind of breathing room. That inside-outside high look is exactly what they did earlier. And it's just pitch and catch. You just sit down in the middle.
They got to that same zone. Remember earlier, Iowa State made the play on that same zone. They took a different receiver and put him there.
Right.
Created some confusion with the route distribution. Nice play for Iowa. Same zone. Nice and soft between the backer and the corner. 1st down.
What a start for Beathard. C.J. Beathard 8 of 10 for 106 yards.
I think he's the best kept quarterback secret in the country.
Secret's getting out. Wadley. Little shiftiness in the hole and a good tackle in space by Jamal Wiltz. That's not an easy thing to do, and Wiltz made it look easy. There's Casey Beathard, CJ's dad.
He knows what he's looking at. He knows, of course, he's the son of Bobby Beathard, the old general manager. It was San Diego and the Washington Redskins. So that's a family that knows football, understands football, and it's not lost on CJ. He gets the whole thing. He's a good student of the game.
2nd and 6. Sean Daniels hit in the hole at the 20, powers through Damon Tucker's tackle to the 19, and it leaves Iowa 3 yards shy of a first.
So, Chuck, I think in today's football, one of the things you have to have is 2 running backs. And I think Iowa's got them. Sean Daniels is a little bit different than Akrum Wadley. Wadley's a little bit quicker. He's kind of like a hiccup. Sean Daniels, he hit me to full, just a nice big cough. He's just coming out and he's going hard.
And it's Daniels in the backfield on 3rd and 3 at the 19. VandeBerg and McCarron at the bottom of the screen. Daniels with the carry, sheds a tackle, has the 1st down, gets a little help for Mike Butker, ushering him along as he broke through the tackle of Brian Mills to gain the 1st.
Well, C.J. Beathard, that was actually designed to be a run to the right. C.J. Beathard saw a weakness to the weak side, the left-hand side, audibled over there, got to the right play at the right time.
Yeah, and Mills had a chance to stop that short. But nice job of Daniels with power and the offensive line winning that line of scrimmage. The down guys are pushed back. Mills came through as a backer.
First and 10 from the 12. Beathard off play action. Nobody open. Now throws for the back of the end zone, and he threw it away.
That's exactly, Chuck, what you were talking about earlier. The difference between a kid making his 5th start as opposed to having some seasons under his belt.
Yeah, I love how he's playing like a veteran. You'd love to see that for your quarterback, throwing the ball away, knowing that you already have the chance to make 3 points where you are. So don't do anything stupid. Throw the ball away, especially on 1st down. But any time that nothing's there. Good coverage by Iowa State.
I like this. They're going a little bit more man here.
Pressure picked up. Beathard on the roll for the end zone. Jump ball plucked out of the air by VandeBerg for the touchdown.
That is all on the throw. Great catch, but great placement on that ball because the coverage was all over him, Chuck.
I think C.J. Beathard throws as well as anybody in college football on the run. In fact, that's where he's most dangerous in my opinion. And he ran out, he came out of the pocket, throwing off his back foot. You see the arm strength on that?
Oh, that's a perfect throw.
Perfect throw, the back corner.
At 16, got a little bit of Montana in him, but I think he got more of that other 16 he used to play, that Chuck Long guy.
I couldn't throw it on the run as well as he could.
Extra point is up and good, and a flag comes in at the end of the extra point.
Do it off your back foot, though, that I know.
I did, from the pocket.
Running into the kicker. On the 17, penalties decline. Try is good.
Well, worth at least 1, maybe 2, or even 3 looks at this one as we go to break. Matt VandeBerg.
That coverage is as good as it gets, and the throw is even better.
A.C. Beathard, as Matt said, he knows football. He knows he likes that. A touchdown pass from his son to Matt VandeBerg. C.J. Beathard likes it too.
Got to buy a little time for your receiver to get open. He rolls out, balances up, and makes a terrific throw. Look at the high point catch by VandeBerg too. That is 2 guys on the same page. Great execution.
And the kickoff will go through the end zone for the touchback. And C.J. Beathard has already tied his career high tonight with 3 touchdown passes. 3 TDs in his first 9 completions. That's a pretty good start.
You know, undefeated in the regular season.
Not too bad. Not too bad. You know, I got to tell you, the difference in that play was all C.J. Beathard. Because DeAndre Payne had great coverage on VandeBerg. Beathard threw the ball the only place it could be. It was either going to be a touchdown or an incompletion. And VandeBerg did a nice job of getting the ball. But if I'm grading that play on defense, I'm saying you can't be any better than this.
On first down at the 25-yard line, Warren in motion. They fake the give to Warren. The quick toss to Epps on the sideline, and Epps swallowed up quickly by Matt Nelson.
You're seeing Iowa State now trying different ways to get the ball out of Lanning's hand fast.
Yeah.
Their offensive line, and Matt, you talked about it, it's not holding up right now against that D-line of Iowa. So they have to get the ball out of his hand fast in the passing game.
And head coach Matt Campbell knows this. You know, this is only the 2nd game they're having in this system. So there's a lot of learning going on. It's a tough place to learn it. But you've got to know your personnel, and you got to know their capabilities.
2nd and 7. Good protection with a flag down, and the pass incomplete, intended for David Montgomery at the 35.
Now that's usually in the spot where there's going to be a hole.
So maybe why there was good protection.
Holding. Offense. Number 62. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Now there's the head coach, Matt Campbell, youngest head coach in a Power 5 school. He had a wonderful run with Toledo his first 4 years. They were one of the best non-Power 5 teams in all of college football the last 4 years.
He's a good football coach. He's a young guy. He's only 37 years old. 36, whatever. It's 36 or 37.
36, yeah.
Yeah, 36, 37, whatever. All I know is it's a good football mind. He'll get this thing straightened out. This is on the front end of it. You're going to like what you have with Matt Campbell.
Lanning deflected at the line and incomplete. You had both Nelson and Bajada there, both leaping up to swat that one away.
And how do you pass rush, Matt? When you feel the cut by the offensive line, get your hands right up in the air.
Exactly what they did.
Well coached up front.
This is a well-coached football team. I mean, it's just what Kirk Ferentz is. I think Kirk Ferentz is one of the best coaches in college football.
3rd down and 17 at the 18. Lanning airing it deep. Jump ball deflected away by Maben. Alan Lazard one-on-one with Greg Maben. And Maben swats it away.
And that's one of the matchups that they wanted. They wanted to get Lazard on Maben. But I got to tell you, this is coverage is right where it has to be. And then see how, well, there's a flag going in between.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 13. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
I didn't see the face mask there, but maybe that's why the coverage was so good.
So a big break for Iowa State as they get a first down at the 33. Here's Lanning on first down. Good run by Lanning up the middle, just across the 40-yard line. Let's watch the right side of the screen here. See if we can pick up this face mask. It's Maben right there. He didn't touch it there.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Neither are the folks in black and gold watching on their TVs across the state. On 2nd and 3, Warren bangs into his own man and goes down.
Okay, so this is a point right here. You've got to get this first down. You've got to get something. And so the only way, they're not winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. So they're going to have to do it throwing the football. They're not going to do it running the football. And you also know that Desmond King's on one side, so he's effectively taking one of your receivers in half the field out of the equation. So run away from him.
3rd and 4. Lanning surveying the field. Nobody open. Lanning going to try to get it himself. Jumping for the first down marker, and it'll depend on the spot. What an effort by Lanning.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
Maben and Nelson made sure that he was stopped short by a yard.
Huge call here for Iowa State.
Matt Campbell's going to have to see what he's got. He's going to punt it. He's playing conservative. Watch Nelson go after him. Maben also. And it's the right call. He was short of that line to make. But a great effort by Lanning.
Colin Downing on to punt it away with Desmond King. Always dangerous. 2nd in the conference a year ago in punt return average. King, fair catch called for and made inside the 15-yard line. 21-3, the Iowa Hawkeyes with the lead. 7:42 remaining in this first half. C.J. Beathard and the Hawkeye offense headed back. Yard line leading 21-3 alongside Matt Millen, Chuck Long, Lisa Byington's on the field. I'm Kevin Kugler. Our entire BTN crew here under the lights in Iowa City. Perfect night for football. And a great start for the Hawkeyes with a 21-3 lead over their in-state rivals from Ames. Beathard to the air on first down the sideline. Leaping grab by VandeBerg. He does it again. And VandeBerg all the way out to the 44-yard line.
And Matt, that is a perfectly thrown football to the outside shoulder. Little fade route. Quick drop. Boom, put it outside. Great catch. C.J. Beathard is on the money right now. Hard to defend that.
That's good coverage. That is not bad coverage.
LaShawn Daniels after the 30-yard pitch and catch. A lone setback. Beathard off play action. Tossed to McCarron on the sideline. And McCarron tiptoes out of bounds near the 49-yard line. Now, Karen is our forensic scientist on our crew. She thinks she has found the face mask that was called earlier.
Well, you're going to watch it now. I want you to watch the head of the receiver Lazard. Right here. See how his head jerked down? That's where Maven grabbed the face mask, and that's what the official saw from the top side.
2nd down and 5 at the 49.
He's going to do a run check here, probably to the other side, from one side to the other, depending on where the safeties are.
Here's Daniels. Slips through a tackle. Daniels powers his way forward, still driving. Daniels fighting for extra yardage, and LaShawn Daniels showing the power down the sideline to the 37.
You know, Chuck, right now, it doesn't really matter where the safeties are. They're sitting in the 2 deep. What they're doing is they're just winning at the line of scrimmage. I want you to watch these people, and all they're doing is getting pushed all over the field. This is just a really well orchestrated offensive line. Everybody on point, everybody with good discipline and good push. And LaShawn Daniels finishes it off. That's just, I love to see good offensive line play.
Absolutely.
Akrum Wadley now the running back. 1st down at the 37. And a timeout taken by C.J. Beathard.
Iowa takes its first timeout.
We'll take the timeout with him. 6:06 remaining in the first half. (21-3) lead for the Iowa Hawkeyes. 6:06 remaining in the first half. C.J. Beathard, 153 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has just been incomplete 3 times tonight, 11 of 14. Beathard turns and hands it to Wadley, who breaks a tackle in the backfield and gets positive yardage to the 32-yard line. Damon Tucker had a chance to get him, but he broke through that tackle to gain good yardage. Our United States Marine Corps leader of the game is Hawkeye senior LaShawn Daniels. He's involved in the Iowa Ladies Football Academy, which has raised $1.5 million for the University of Iowa Children's Hospital. LaShawn Daniels, a leader on and off the field.
Talk to any of the coaching staff, and they talk about LaShawn Daniels, and they love him. This is a joy to coach, one of the guys who gets it.
Akrum Wadley, a little stutter step, breaks one tackle, and what a move. The juke gets him the 1st down to the 26.
Well, Matt, what do all great running backs must and can do? Make the first guy miss. Sometimes you don't have everybody accounted for. There's he. Make the first guy miss. Make the second guy miss.
He broke his ankle. Watch this right here. Boom. Yeah, anytime you can tie a guy's feet up. I mean, I go back to the best runner I've ever seen. That's Barry Sanders, who you played with. Barry Sanders did that all the time. Akrum Wadley, he got some B. Sanders in him.
Now LaShawn Daniels, the running back. What a 1-2 punch for the Hawkeyes. Play action. Beathard with all day to throw. Wings it, and a little bit too tall for VandeBerg. Just his 4th incompletion and a flag down.
A late one at that.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense, number 9. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. 1st down.
Regan Northrup called for the hands to the face penalty.
How good is Kirk Ferentz? Kirk Ferentz, just watching from afar, as you're going to watch this hands to the face. There's a nice little introduction right there. What you see with Ferentz is he does as good a job of anybody in the country at developing players. He brings guys in, and you watch them year to year, they get better and better, and that doesn't happen in very many programs.
Out of the I formation on 1st down. Daniels, a lot to work around on that short side, and he's not able to get much done on that carry.
And you mentioned, get back to Coach Ferentz, Matt, you mentioned fundamentals. That's what he works on each and every day of practice. And I was in the coaching profession. There's a lot of coaches that get away from fundamentals. All they want to do is run schemes and plays all day long, and they forget fundamentals. Not Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of his. You put guys' tapes on, you just watch the offensive line, you watch the defensive line. You see discipline of scheme, you see good fundamentals, you see proper placement of things. It's just the way football should be.
Keegan Render now in at right guard as Sean Welsh just left the field. They'll run that direction. Daniels. Oh, what a hit. Mike Johnson plows into it, the 9. Willie Harvey also out there. We weren't sure we'd see him play tonight. What a pop. Harvey got him low and Johnson got him high.
And it was a sudden stop.
Good lead with the shoulder there defensively, though.
Yeah. I don't know how you read some of those things. They happen so fast anymore. I honestly, I'd hate to be officiating games like this. It just happens so quickly.
Johnson. And a timeout's going to be taken by C.J. Beathard. Quick 30-second timeout here in Iowa City with the Hawks up big.
30 seconds.
Looks like a bunch of lightning bugs back home.
Those lightning bugs cost a lot more if you catch them and squish them.
Look for a corner route by one of those 3 receivers at the top of the screen. You always want to put somebody at the back pylon in the corner off a set like this.
Beathard on 3rd down, pressure coming, and Beathard is sacked. Justin Thomas as a flag comes in.
Nicely done by Thomas. And Chuck, just like you said, they were heading to that top corner, which is where Beathard wanted to go with the football.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 8. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
Yeah, so they're going to call that every time. It's the right call. He had him by the face mask, and it negates a great effort by Thomas. Thomas did a really good job coming off that edge and getting free. He would have had the corner, too. He had him beat to the top side.
So 1st and goal at the 5.
Same set, deception, probably a run play here.
Daniels, little cut. Daniels down to the 1 and stopped just shy of the goal line. Johnson and Peavy combined to save the touchdown for now.
I like what offensive coordinator Greg Davis is doing right now, Matt. Previous play, same set, he throws the ball. Shows the same set now, he runs the ball. Trying to mix it up with the same set between run and pass.
He still had, and he had 8 in the box in that last time. So he has great confidence in what his guys up front can do. There's Greg Davis right there in the middle.
On 2nd and goal, driving for the goal line. Touchdown, Iowa!
The old quarterback sneak. You always take a step back to give yourself more power. Ball got across.
It was behind right to the end, and he was falling in, and he's not in, and then right at the end, he just kind of squirmed it in.
Fortunate he was crowd surfing there on top of those bodies. Otherwise, he would have been short. 4th touchdown for C.J. Beathard. 3 through the air. This one with an army crawl for 6. In this first half here in Iowa City. And look at the touchdown drives. 7 plays, 42 yards, 4 plays, 66, 10 for 66, and 9 for 86. That's the long drive of the season for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I think that's a nice job of Greg Davis trusting 2 things, his quarterback and his offensive line. And right now they're in sync. And I got to tell you, for Iowa State fans, good things are yet to come. Because this is the same kind of football you're going to see from a Matt Campbell coach team. They're not there yet, but they will.
Kinnick Nwangu out near the 25-yard line. where Iowa State will start 1st and 10. Enjoy the lighter side of Big Ten sports on BTN's new late-night show, Sports Light, with Mike Hall. Each week, join Mike along with correspondents in New York and Los Angeles as they hang out with your favorite Big Ten athletes, coaches, alums, and fans. Don't miss Sports Light with Mike Hall. Premieres Wednesday night only on BTN. Keep waiting for Mike to send us the invite for Sports Light with Mike Hall. It has not arrived yet. I'm assuming at some point in the year he'll realize that the comedy stylings of Kugler, Millen, and Long will be the thing that makes that show a success.
You say that enough, he might actually believe it.
I'm just going to keep saying, if you say things on air, they're true. I've learned that.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Matt Millen's really smart. Matt Millen's really smart.
I'm somehow compelled to believe that Matt Millen is very smart right now. Warren shifting into the backfield on 1st down. Off play action. Lanning on the roll. Nice throw to the sideline, and the catch for Trevor Ryan will move the chains for Iowa State.
Great little bootleg off the pistol formation, meaning the running back's behind the quarterback. Nice play action fake. Lanning gets on the edge, balances up, makes a nice sideline throw off the bootleg, get this drive started.
Yeah, and that's levels. So he's got 3 levels. You read the middle man, and you make your choice. Nice choice by Lanning.
Here's Warren on 1st down. Can he get it going? Nice tackle made by Jewell from behind to stop him short. Coming up at the half, Dave, Jerry, and Howard have all the scores and highlights from today's Big Ten action. That's coming up on the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Second down and 6 at the 47. Lanning, some backside pressure, nobody open, he'll run. He's going to get the 1st down, upended in Iowa territory at the 45-yard line. Tackled by Desmond King.
That was actually, he wanted to get to the tight end in the middle, and Josie Jewell took it away from him. And then he pulled it down and saw that there was a void inside and picked up the 1st down. They've got to get 6 out of this, Chuck.
That was the best protection they had all night.
Yep.
The offensive line did a nice job protecting their back, give him a chance at the downfield throw. In this case, it was a run. 1st down play.
Motion across from Hakeem Butler. Lanning. Nobody open again. Lanning will run again. And Lanning dancing up the sidelines and out of bounds at the 38-yard line, chased out by Faithy Kakati.
This offensive line, 2 in a row now. Good protection, giving Lanning some time. Excellent coverage down the field. But I like what Lanning's doing. He's making good decisions. He's not hesitating. He's making decisions, which is him running the football.
Which is fine.
2 timeouts remaining for Iowa State. They'll get the football to start the second half, making a score on this possession even more important. Lanning to the sideline. That ball deflected on the way out of the backfield. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. I think Budgett got a hand on that one again.
Budgett and Jaleel Johnson on the inside have controlled the middle of this defense all night long. They've tried to run inside, had not had any success. And then Johnson's had success getting some pressure also. They're going to need it right here.
Warren in motion on 3rd down. The keep by Lanning on the zone read. Fighting, trying to get past Anthony Nelson, and he's short of the 1st down. Under 30 seconds to go until halftime, and it's 4th and 1.
I can understand that one.
Yeah, I need to call a timeout here. When you ever get under 30 seconds, call a timeout.
4th down and 1. Lanning gives it to Warren, and Warren breaks the tackle of Jewell and has the 1st down with a flag down on the sideline, and that's going to be motion.
This might be the most jacked crew I've seen in the Big Ten.
Illegal formation, offense, 5 men in the backfield, 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
Yeah, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one of these guys on the bottom of your screen, they have to be on the line of scrimmage. You can't have 5.
And what do head coaches hate? Pre-snap penalties.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 4th and 6. You've got 14 seconds to go.
They needed to call a timeout. It was already down to 14 seconds. Clock management.
And Now, the clock was running, and so they had to use the timeout, and they do now with 7 seconds to go, which is not necessarily a bad thing unless you think you're going to go 5 or 10 yards and run your field goal unit out on the field.
But here's the problem. Now, you're 4th down. Okay, and so that timeout should have been taken 15 seconds ago.
60 seconds.
You can take as long as you can take 20 seconds. It won't matter.
The point being, are you going to, but if it doesn't take 7 seconds, does it give Iowa a chance to do something?
That's what we said earlier. So you're not going to have enough time. You make a throw to the middle of the field, you're not going to have enough time to be able to get in there and set for a kick.
Fourth down and 6.
That's why that timeout should have been at least 15 seconds ago.
Landing under pressure. He's going to be dropped. Now the clock rolled down to 0, but I'm not so sure that the clock ran out. They're sending the Hawkeyes to the locker room. Everybody's headed to the locker room. It looked like there was still time left, but neither team's going to be on here to care. 28-3, Iowa leading at the half.
Watch the clock in the lower left. 3, 2, 1.
It looked like Iowa would have had at least 1 or 2 seconds from midfield. Instead, everybody in the locker room. Hawks will take a 25 lead. 25-point. We start the third quarter. Before we do, though, we check in downstairs with Lisa Byington.
Yeah, Kevin, just a note. You even mentioned at the top of the telecast that Iowa switched up their starting center. Just something to keep an eye on right guard Sean Welsh. Towards the tail end of the first half, he did have his right shoe and his right sock off. Now, Kirk Ferentz says that he's fine. He's going to be back in the game. But that's something just to keep an eye on here in this second half. In terms of Matt Campbell, you guys were talking about his clock management. He actually thought he had called a timeout earlier than what was communicated to the officials on the field. But he told me they have 2 main concerns and concentrations in the second half. 1, doing better on first down. He thought that was the down that killed them the most. And 2, stopping the run game. He expects Iowa to try to chew some clock in this half, but the change-up between Daniels and Wadley and their skill sets, he says, has been really challenging for our defense.
Well, that's going to be challenging for a lot of defenses all year long. That is a 1-2 punch that not a lot of schools in the Big Ten have at that level of running back.
Yeah, the other piece of that equation, which Coach Campbell didn't talk about, is they're getting beat at the line of scrimmage. And that's the bigger piece.
Paluzzi will kick off. Kene Nwangu will watch that one sail through the end zone for a touchback. And now Iowa State to the 25-yard line, and Joel Lanning going back to work. Lanning, how would you assess his first half of play?
Showed a lot of toughness and grit. Made some good decisions with his feet when the coverage was when it was good down the field for Iowa, and he took off and ran, made some positive yards. I think he's going to be a solid quarterback.
I was just going to solid's the word that I would say. Now keep in mind, he's dealing with half a field here. Desmond King has completely taken away half the field, so you can't even look over there.
King, you see on the B part of the Big Ten logo at the bottom of your screen. On first down with motion from Epps. Lanning on the roll, and he throws wide of Epps, incomplete.
And that's one you want to have back. That should be an easy completion. That's how you want to start this thing. He said first downs are important. You heard Lisa Bying talking about that. And first downs are important. And you got to be able to get to second and manageable, and a better throw would have done that.
Yeah, Matt Campbell halftime, Matt says, hey, let's give him an easy throw to start the second half. What is that easy throw? A bootleg. Sure. And he needs to make that play.
On second down and 10 at the 25. Swing pass to Warren. And Warren met and dropped by King.
Yeah, I thought, didn't we just tell them that you're not supposed to come down to this side of the field, Chuck? So a lot of times you start talking about corners and they say, oh, just because he's a great cover guy. But Desmond King is so much more than that. It's a complete football player. You see him with his coverage skills. You see him in tackling. He has a blitz capability, and he's a return guy on top of it. This guy's the real deal.
3rd down and 10 at the 25. Trevor Ryan, the motion man. 4-man rush. Pressure comes late, and he finds Lazard. Lazard breaks the tackle and gets the first down at the 36-yard line. Anthony Nelson provided that late pass rush, but Lanning stood in and delivered a strike.
Unlike the bootleg throw where he threw it high, he kept his elbow up to make that throw on the curl route to Lazard. It's all mechanics, and that was great mechanics by Lanning in the pocket.
On 1st down, quick swing to Warren with blockers in front, and Warren dancing up the sideline, ushered out by King, and it gets right at the 1st down marker. Another 10-yard gain and a 1st down.
Yeah, so the last 3 plays, they go right over to Desmond King's side.
And they're picking up the pace here, Matt.
Which they have to do.
They have to do. They have to tire this defense out somehow.
Lanning on the keep. And Lanning picking his way across midfield to the 49 of Iowa. Nelson on the stop. He picks up 5 yards.
That's what you want. Your 2nd and 5 is a great down if you're an offensive coach. For a play caller, it gives you options.
Love 2nd and 5. Get that 4 yards or 5 yards on 1st down is so much easier. As Matt Campbell alluded to with Lisa, they're getting better on 1st down.
Chandler, the motion man, on 2nd and 5. Lanning on the roll, throwing deep, looking for Lazard, and the pass incomplete. He had Ryan running free shorter, and instead went for Lazard, the much tougher play.
He had 3. It's the levels route. And so the deep cross was coming across, but he tried to get to the deep end. Actually, I'd like to see that. That would be a great catch, but you'd like to see that catch. He had 3 options. He chose the deepest of the 3. He could have been safer underneath.
And he's not squaring his shoulders up right now on the move like C.J. Beathard does. That will come in time, but that takes some work.
3rd down and 5. 5-man rush, a little bit tall, deflected and incomplete. It was Hakeem Butler, the receiver, but Greg Maben with good coverage up to the challenge once more, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, Greg Maben heating up there. The hardest throw is shotgun slant routes, Matt, because sometimes you don't get a grip on the ball. You just have to find the laces. If you don't find the laces, just grip it and rip it and keep the elbow up. But slant routes from the gun are the hardest throws to make.
Well, you tell me that now after all these years.
Desmond King awaiting the punt. This punt drilled. It'll bounce at the 1 and go into the end zone for the touchback. Well, Desmond King certainly showed up on that last possession. 8 interceptions last year. 2nd in the FBS. Unanimous All-American. Had 708 kickoff return yards a year ago. Trying to become the first 2-time Jim Thorpe winner. He's the only guy who's ever had the chance. Everybody else who's won it has gone on to the next level. And Desmond King, 8 interceptions, 708 kick return yards a year ago. The only other player to do that combination in the last 20 years, Deltha O'Neal.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
In all of college football, he's in some very unique company as a interceptor, cover corner, and as a return man. Sean Welsh back in at right guard along that offensive line, as Lisa talked about it with Kirk Ferentz at halftime. From the 20-yard line, 1st down, Beathard to the air, Kittle with the grab, and Kittle twisting down to the 27-yard line in the arms of Kamari Cotton-Moya.
Just a little stick route. You know the old stick route, Matt. You're a linebacker with that little tight end hook in the middle, working on that middle linebacker. Had the leverage. Good by J. Beathard. Good placement. Long, which is not usual for this Iowa offense.
Well, the good news for them, it's 3rd and chuck ball.
3rd down and 10. Beathard. Pressure coming, and he's sacked. Justin Thomas got to him. Excellent work by the senior from Atlanta. His second sack.
He's gotten some pressure here tonight. Like you said, this is his second time, but this is just really well done off the edge. Yeah, you're going to see him right in here. And so he's working to the top side of that shoulder. Now you see the tackle Crossan tries to come down on him, and by getting a push in the back actually helps him. You give him a push, and it gives him more kind of power going forward, and he ends up beating the guard.
Kaluzzi now to punt with Alan Lazard awaiting at the 35. Good punt by Kaluzzi. A lot of hang time. Lazard with the fair catch at the 31, where the Cyclones will start with 11:04 remaining in the third. A 46-yard punt and no return. Cyclones looking for a little life. Maybe they can get it from their defense. Hawkeye coach Hayden Fry. Last week, the 87-year-old former Iowa coach had his statue dedicated at the annual Fry Fest. The statue will now reside and serve as an entrance to the Iowa River Landing in Coralville. Sponsored by Dr. Pepper, it's a tradition. On first down for the Cyclones from their best starting field position of the night, Mike Warren gets it 4 yards to the 36-yard line. And Chuck Long, I know there are few you know better than Coach Fry. What a legend. And what really a savior for this Iowa football program. Started off this run of great stability that the Hawkeyes have had.
Yeah, next to my father, my biggest mentor in my life, had the rare combination of discipline but making it fun at the same time to play football. Coach Ferris gets 2 more years. That'll be 2 head coaches and 40 years of Iowa football, starting with the legendary Hayden Fry.
Lanning's pass deflected at the line by Bo Bauer, and the pass incomplete, 3rd and 6.
Just trying to get a rollout, but he's not been accurate with this football. A nice tip. Bauer getting his hands up. That was a nice athletic play coming off that block.
Gotta be careful with Bo Bauer lurking out there. He took one 88 yards against North Texas a year ago for a touchdown. 3rd and 6. Lanning with time. Pocket collapses. He's going to have to run. Lanning trying to fight for the first down. He won't get it. Stopped short at the 39. Jaleel Johnson over there to lead the Hawkeye charge, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, well, that you can go back and kiss your coverage, because they went man and they locked them all the way down. Look on the top side, you got Maben, he's all over him. Got Neiman back underneath. Everywhere he looked, there was tight coverage, had nowhere to go, pulled it down, and sets up 4th down. Well done.
Desmond King back deep, awaiting the punt from Colin Downing. Good punt. King backing up to the 12 and nowhere to go. Good punt. Excellent coverage for Iowa State. Josh Jollis leading the way for the Cyclones. Well, we can't show Hayden Fry footage without showing the golden locked star quarterback of those Iowa days throwing off his back foot. Chuck Long, 1981 to 1985, and now of course with us here on BTN and in the booth and in the studio, and there's his number retired. And I mean, that's the technique you taught as a head coach and an offensive coordinator for years, right, Chuck? Just throw off your back foot and wing it.
I hope Beathard's not watching me play, because that was bad mechanics, Matt. Don't throw off the back foot.
Yeah, except for one thing. The end result, and there were a lot of them, was 6 points. And so you had an awesome senior year that, in 85, and except for a guy named Bo Jackson, you'd be holding another trophy.
He might have won the Heisman. I'm the much better athlete. I'm a much better athlete.
I played with you both, and I get it. Yeah, I agree.
If Bo is not watching, if Bo is watching tonight, though, Matt, you'll call him later. Right?
I'll call him later.
Vincent Bo Jackson, of course, the Heisman Trophy winner that year, in a really hotly contested. I mean, it came down right to the wire on that one. A great athlete, had a great, obviously, a great player, but you were right there. I mean, it was just a phenomenal season for both of you.
Chuck Long, incidentally, 3-0 against the Cyclones, and his teams outscored Iowa State 167 to 34. Good push there by Mitchell Myers to get into the backfield and make the stop. And to cap this, we put this up because I have a question. How did you play in 5 bowl games?
Yeah, that's rare.
Do we need to get the NCAA involved in this? What happened?
I know, Kevin. We didn't cheat at Iowa. I actually took 2 snaps of the 1982 Rose Bowl, and they came back basically after my first senior year in 1984 and said, we cheated you out of a year. NCAA gave me an extra year. I was a senior twice at Iowa.
They usually call those guys graduate students.
Screen pass for Mitchell. Mitchell with a first down. Brian Mills on the tackle, but Mitchell moving the chains for the Hawkeyes.
And good speed on that, and that speed resulted in the 4,000th yard for C.J. Beathard.
Not on that play, but in his career. So he is now over the 4,000-yard mark. 10th Hawkeye to do that.
They were 3rd and 10 backed up. Perfect call. Screen pass to the outside. Great call by Greg Davis, the offensive
Davis
coordinator.
doing a nice job calling plays tonight.
On first down at the 25, Beathard again wings that one through the hands of his tight end Kittle. And it's 2nd down.
That was a bullet.
Yes, it was.
that was coming in hot, Matt. That's CJ there. He needs to take a little mustard off the ball there. That was coming in hot.
Yeah, it did come in hot, but I want to see that ball caught, hot or not. I mean, Kittle's got good hands. Now, you played with his dad. You know, we had a chance to talk to him before the game, and yeah, he's capable of making that play, and he's got to make that.
Second down, Beathard, and that's dropped by VandeBerg.
That was a great throw. Good job of VandeBerg of getting in the right position to even make that catch. He kept the defender on his back. Ball was where it had to be, and he dropped it.
He had the DB on the top of VandeBerg, so he underthrows it, throws it right at the target, right at the chest. That is a perfect throw. Because he was running the seam route trying to get past him, but he couldn't get past him. Beathard saw that and threw it underneath right at him. That's when you play basketball. You chest up, play basketball, get in front of that defender. Great throw. Got to make that catch.
Well, that's a rare drop by VandeBerg, usually so sure-handed. 3rd and 10 at the 25-yard line. Blitz coming up the middle.
Nice pickup.
Beathard floating it down the sideline, incomplete, looking for Jermanique Smith. And the blitz came from Willie Harvey, and Iowa did a real good job of picking that up and gave Beathard the time to unleash that throw.
That's 3 plays in a row they're throwing the football.
Now watch on the inside. That's just a nice job. Good pickup all the way around and giving him an opportunity to make this throw. And Smith got on top just a little bit too far.
So time to punt it away. Calusi to Alan Lazard.
Render's the guy who picked up that blitz, did a really nice job.
And movement all over the place as the play clock wound down.
Delay a game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
These are the things that drive a head coach crazy. You have a big lead at halftime. You're trying to keep your kids focused coming out in the second half, and they've just been sputtering offensively coming out. This drives you crazy as a head coach.
On the flip side, defensively, Iowa State's played a little bit better here in the second half.
Yes, they are.
Pressure coming, and he just got rid of that. Calusi, and here comes the flag. Lazard calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 31. It's 4th and 15, and the flag thrown.
We'll see if it's roughing or running in. If it's running in, see what he has to say.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
You see him there.
Running into the kicker. Defense. Penalties decline. Timeout.
Just a little glancing blow is all that it took. The Cy-Hawk Trophy up for grabs here tonight, but it's just part 2 of the weekend Cy-Hawk festivities. We'll explain. Ames High School and Iowa City High School took center stage. Friday night football at its finest. Ames winning it in overtime. Adam Rademacher with a 19-yard field goal in the extra session to win it. Ames 30, Iowa City 27, and now the Cy-Hawk Trophy up for grabs here in this one. The road team has won the last 4 in this series, but the road team in trouble midway through the third here, trailing 28-3 with the football. On first down, Montgomery with the carry, and Montgomery to the 34-yard line. A pickup of 2, Sam Brinks on the stop. Iowa had 4 straight touchdown drives to end the first half, and guys, 2 punts to start the second half. The Iowa State defense stiffening a little bit here in this third quarter.
Yeah, they played a little bit better defense. They still haven't been able to get their run game going, except for the quarterback. Other than him, they haven't really run the ball well at all, which means they're getting beat up front.
2nd and 8 at the 34. Good protection for Lanning, and he throws it too tall for Lazard at midfield as we go downstairs to Lisa Byington.
Kirk Ferentz has obviously been a part of this rivalry for several years. So one thing he says that's changing with this new Iowa State staff, he's noticed they're putting a greater emphasis on Midwest recruiting. You see the numbers there. The amount of players from Iowa, the Hawkeyes have a slight edge, but the big discrepancy, the number of players from Florida and Texas. And with this new Iowa State coaching staff having roots in the Midwest, maybe expect those numbers from Florida and Texas to go down, the numbers in Iowa to go up.
Yeah, Kirk Ferentz telling us yesterday, Lisa, that everywhere they go, it seems like they run into Iowa State now. And that wasn't always the case. Lanning on the run, trying to find Epps. Dangerous pass. And the pass incomplete. Pressure coming from Anthony Nelson and Josie Jewell to force Lanning to the outside.
Yeah, I'm getting back to that recruiting piece. I'm not so sure that's a great idea. This is a nice job of driving back on the ball. This corner does a good job, and actually throwing the ball away was smart. But and the reason I say that is because it's not a huge population here. And so you have to go get players, and Iowa's winning that battle. And so if you're Iowa State, you're going to have to go find other guys or beat them head-to-head, which is what makes this game so important.
No, much more on those ramifications for in-state recruiting when we return with Iowa 28-3. 28-3, Iowa with 6:31 remaining in the third quarter at Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City. This series has been a good one of late. The road team winning the last 4 matchups. Iowa leading here at Kinnick Stadium 23-14. But since Kirk Ferentz took over in 1999, no team has beaten Iowa more than Iowa State. 9 wins for the Cyclones in this series as the first down carry for Daniels. Josh Jollis stops him at the 36-yard line. And with that series being tight over the years, Chuck Long, as far as the in-state recruiting battle goes, the results of this series can probably have a little impact as they go door-to-door across the state of Iowa.
It has an impact. When I coached here in the late 90s, the general rule of thumb is you're going to have 8 to 10 players in-state that are Power 5 type players. So there's not a lot to choose from. To Matt's point, you have to go elsewhere to get players. Iowa's certainly done that over the years, from New Jersey all the way to Texas to California. Iowa State's going to have to do the same thing. Go to those sunshine states, as we call it. California, Texas, Florida. Why? More population. More population, more players. They're going to have to do some of that because there's just not enough Power 5 top players in the state of Iowa.
And the second piece of that puzzle is going to be that staff is going to have to get as good as Iowa's in developing players, because they're not finished products when they show up. And rarely do you get in a kid who's a 5-star athlete. You just say, here, go ahead out there, you can play. You got to get them to the point where they can play, and I believe Iowa's staff is the best in the country at that.
3rd down and 3 for the Hawkeyes. 4-man pressure. Toss down the sideline. What a catch by VandeBerg. The throw dropped in the bucket, and VandeBerg scooped it up right over the shoulder with DeAndre Payne on his backside.
This is a BTN standout throw, Kevin. The catch, you better make this catch, because this throw is phenomenal. That's a heck of a catch. Now that I look at it from this yeah, I even got a couple of claps out of Kirk, which he's not really prone to that much emotion.
That's right. Inside fade route. When I say that, VandeBerg was on the slot, Matt, and when you throw the fade route to the slot receiver, you got a lot of room to throw the ball. Perfect over-the-shoulder throw.
Beautiful.
Third play of 25 yards or more for VandeBerg tonight. Quick toss over the middle, room to run up the middle for VandeBerg, and he's down inside the 25 to the 21. Everett Edwards on the tackle, and VandeBerg adding to his big night.
This is Iowa football when they get in tighter sets with their tight end and throw and run the football. I don't really like when they get in those empty sets. I think that's not normal for them. They're not real good at those empty sets. I like when they get in tight sets. They're much more efficient.
And the thing that's really nice is Beathard saw the blitz come from the inside. VandeBerg filled the void. Ball was right on the money.
Two tight ends on the right side of the line towards the bottom of your screen. Akrum Wadley with the carry. Little slither inside. Breaks the tackle with a spin. Wadley down to the 3.
Akrum Wadley, I got to tell you, he's a little bit of lightning in a bottle right there. He gives you what you can't teach. Now, you look at this. Watch this. He's going to get out of this thing, and then here comes a spin move on top of it back inside. And the ability to accelerate in 2 steps. That's rare.
You mentioned little Barry Sanders?
Oh, yeah. He's got some in him. He got a little B. Sanders in him.
He is quick.
Averaging almost 6 yards per carry tonight. Those two backs, Daniels and Wadley, combined for over 9 yards per carry in the opener. Wadley again stops on a dime and takes it in for 6.
He made change on that dime. There's 2 nickels out there. You can't find that, Chuck. That kind of skill right there, you can't find. You have it or you don't have it. Akrum Wadley's had. Now, keep in mind, a few years ago, he was heavily in the doghouse. I mean, he was scratching fleas. That's how far he was in.
He was going to defensive back.
Exactly. He wanted to move him.
Defensive back.
Yeah, and except for an injury, he might be opposite Desmond King right now.
Instead, he's in the end zone after this wonderful play.
Yeah, it all starts with that beautiful spin. And when you're on that kind of a roll, you just make the change on that dime, and it's 6 quick.
And they are down 35-3 thanks to the play of Akrum Wadley, who got everybody up at Kinnick Stadium with his electrifying run into the end zone. And the kickoff through that end zone off the crossbar for the touchback.
Chuck, Akrum Wadley, he's a game changer. There are only a few of them in college football. He's one of them.
And he was going to be a great running back from the very beginning, but he couldn't hold on to the ball early in his career. Right. So they were thinking about switching to DB. Here he is. That's the one cut. You always want that running back. Great vision. Chris White, the running backs coach, has really made a difference on this coaching staff. Here's why, Matt. 2 years ago, they weren't making cuts like that. They weren't pacing at the line of scrimmage, meaning vision and patience at the line of scrimmage. You saw some patience from Wadley there, and it really setting up the hole. The line's doing a nice job coming off the ball, but they set up the hole as well.
Getting your eyes in the right spot is a big deal for a running back.
On first down, the carry for Ryan. Trevor Ryan, a nice elusive move, gets to the 33-yard line. Ben Neiman on the tackle.
John Riggins is the one. I worked with him years ago, and he would talk to me about runners' patience and how to develop it. And that's exactly what you're seeing there out of Akrum Wadley. And it all starts with what you're looking at inside. So that's where good coaching comes in.
Second down, Warren up the middle, and he gets the first down to the 36-yard line. Warren's had some hard sledding tonight. Just his 7th carry, he's got 28 yards.
I like what Iowa State's doing right now. You know, people are saying, hey, why aren't they throwing the ball, trying to make a comeback here? You need to stay with your game plan. See what you have. Get your running game established. Mix some throws in there. Build some confidence with your football team.
That's J.P. Filbert Jr. He is the junior college transfer who came in last year for Iowa State to the left side of the line starting this season and still down.
And a big man, and he's got the skills. He just, how should I put this? He needs to develop. Yeah, so he's going to end up getting a leg whip on him by his own guy. Watch, you can see 56.
And then Warren,
yeah, right there. he's got the skills. He's got a big body. What he lacks right now is discipline of playing offensive line. There's a lot of little corrections to be made. We watched him last week on the tape, and there are corrections that can be made, and he can get better faster. It's just going to take a lot of mental discipline.
Originally signed with Alabama State out of high school in Georgia, then went to Coffeyville Community College before coming over to Iowa State. So Filbert be helped to the sidelines. Hopefully nothing serious for J.P. Filbert Jr. Next weekend, it's another great Saturday of Big Ten football. It all starts at noon as both the Badgers and Penn State take the field. Then at 3:30, you'll see Michigan host Colorado. In primetime, you'll see Duke and Northwestern at Ryan under the lights. That's next Saturday, starting at noon Eastern on BTN and BTN to go. Go to btn.com/gamefinder to find the game in your market. You're circling a team that desperately needs a win next week in Northwestern. 0-2 to start the season for the Wildcats.
And they lost 2 real close ones. You know, field goals at the end. And Duke plays. They're no pushover. That's a good, solid football team.
Good program.
Lanning just 2 for 8 in this second half. 1st and 10 from the 36. He'll take it and run. And he'll get popped by Josie Jewell. And nowhere to go after that.
Now, I remember watching Josie Jewell as a freshman, and immediately you liked him because he had instinct. And then he has a nice mean streak. He plays with a good mean streak. And Josie Jewell, you know, I started calling the outlaw Josie Jewell right away because it just fit. So I talked to him yesterday. And he's like, where'd that name come? He goes, yeah, the movie. Yep. Yeah, it's from my dad. And so I asked him what his favorite line was from that Clint Eastwood movie. He didn't really have one, so he gave him one. Dying ain't much of a living.
You were quick to supply that line for him.
Yes, I love that line.
Lanning on the roll, and it's intercepted by Neiman. Neiman with the pick, and the Hawkeyes have it back at the 43.
Yeah, this is completely on Lanning, and this is not being patient. And he had a clear read right away. You're going to watch here. It's going to be levels again. So you're going to have somebody low. You're going to have somebody up high. And so as a quarterback, the ball, you want the ball to come out of your hand relatively quickly to give people, say it's levels. 1, 2, 3. You're reading that middle guy. He tried to get greedy. He had it underneath easily, could have made the throw underneath and gotten yards. You'll learn.
You learn. Take what they give you first.
Yeah.
Low to high. I always read that low to high.
Yep.
My coach always taught, hey, low to high, Chuck, take it. We'll get the high one when they cover that low one. But you're right, Matt. You got to take that low ball.
First turnover of the night for either team. Turnovers were a problem last week for the Cyclones. 4 of them in the opening game. From the 43 on first down, Beathard going for the jugular. Aiming it deep for Smith. A jump ball, and it's knocked away. Good coverage by Brian Peavy as he got over there to bat that one down.
Yeah, the man alluded to it. You know, you want to go 1 here, you want to go 2 up here, and you want to go 3 down here. That's your read progression on this play. Now, as Lanning comes out, here's number 1 right there. Take it. He's open. That's it. End of story. He got greedy, Matt.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
And a lot of time, your competitiveness gets you in that position.
Daniels on second down, a cut back, and Daniels with a lot of green space. Daniels turning on the Jets. Touchdown, Iowa.
Out the lights. The party's over. He went back door on that one, Chuck. Everybody flowed strong side. His eyes took him back. And then he hit a burst at about the 15-yard line to get himself into the end zone.
That was a front side zone play, or to the right side is where he's supposed to go, according to the playbook, but his vision took him backside.
LaShawn Daniels left the Iowa State game in the first half last year with an injury. It's a new year, and LaShawn Daniels over 100 yards his third career 100-yard game.
He had nothing front side, had nothing to the right side of the line of scrimmage. He went backside. That is the patience and vision of these running backs. Nice job by Daniels, just seeing that backside hole open up. Nice speed.
Yeah, about the 15-yard line, he hit another gear. Yeah, I don't know how many programs in this country have two runners this good. Between Daniels and Wadley, that's pretty darn good.
Really good.
7.5 yards per carry for LaShawn Daniels, who averaged 8.3 yards per carry last week. So he's sloughing off a little bit this week.
He's got to pick it up a little bit.
And a good change of pace, man, as you allude to. You have power and speed with Daniels. Uh-oh, here comes quickness and speed with Wadley. That's tough to defend now. You get a beat on one, they put another one in there, changes the whole game.
And you get C.J. Beathard, who's showing some really good maturation in the year.
And through the end zone for the touchback out to the 25 as we go downstairs to Lisa Byington.
Iowa fans happy about this, happy that they have a head coach they know they're going to have for at least another 10 years. You guys talked about in the first half the contract this week that became official for Kirk Ferentz. I actually talked to athletic director Gary Barta before this game, and he says, I've only given a coach a 10-year contract twice in my tenure. Both times were to Kirk Ferentz. He gave 7-year deals to both basketball coaches, Graham McCaffrey on the men's side, Lisa Bluter on the women's side. But Barta said, if I went to look for a football coach, I would look for Kirk Ferentz. So why not try to keep him for as long as he can? He's got the full package. He's got the proven values that we're looking for here at Iowa.
Seems like an awfully good fit, and it's rare patience shown at a program as that false start will cost the Cyclones 5. Bryce Meeker moving.
You know, it's interesting, really interesting to me. Chuck, you mentioned two coaches in 40 years, in 2 years when he's here.
Snap infraction, number 61 offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
But Hayden Fry's coaching tree is amazing. And he had a ton of head coaches off his staff.
New quarterback in the game for Iowa State. You see Jacob Park, the transfer from Northeast Oklahoma A&M, but was a former Elite 11 quarterback out of high school, began his career at Georgia. And Jacob Park on for the first time as he tosses that one over the middle, and it's incomplete. Alan Lazard incomplete on that one.
To your point, Matt, about Hayden Fry, I think true leadership is when you hire as good as or better than you are. And Hayden was never afraid to do that. He wanted to hire guys that wanted to be head coaches. You look at that 1983 staff, there could possibly be 6, including him, coaches in the College Football Hall of Fame.
It's amazing.
It's really amazing.
It really is.
Here's Lazard, chased out by Maben after a minimal gain.
And those coaches are Bill Snyder. Oh, he's pretty good at Kansas State.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, Barry Alvarez.
At Wisconsin.
At Wisconsin.
Still wants to coach.
Yeah, Kirk Ferentz is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Hayden Fry's in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Oh, what about a young Bob Stoops off that staff?
Not too shabby.
He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
All those coaches made great by their quarterback in 1983. Park to the air, going deep down the sidelines. Well thrown
Nice ball.
And the catch made by Alan Lazard.
And I should finish it off with a Dan McCarney.
Yeah.
Since we're playing, Iowa State's playing tonight, make sure he's been inducted in the Iowa State Hall of Fame. Has a chance at the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's control with the catch, and the foot is in. And that's a great throw, and nice by Lazard getting on top of Maben. It's the first time all night that he's been able to beat him.
Trouble in the backfield, nowhere to go. Nwangu brought down by Josie Jewell.
Dying ain't much of a living. He killed him on the spot right there. Yeah, Josie Jewell, one of the things that he does exceptionally well is he's got very good eyes, and he believes his eyes. I've mentioned that term a couple of times. There are a lot of young linebackers that will see things and they won't react to it because they don't quite believe them. Josie Jewell, he believes what he sees.
Motion from Harms. Park with time. Park going deep, jump ball, incomplete. He was looking for Lazard, may have been roaming the area.
Had a safety over the top and a sinking corner from underneath. So he had to be dead on in the money with that thing to Lazard, and he missed it.
It's like Jacob Park has a nice arm.
Yeah.
That was a misread there. I mean, he's thrown into double coverage. Young quarterbacks always come in, and I was there. Hey, you just want one guy to get open. I don't know what the rest of them are doing. I just want one guy to get open because I don't know this offense yet.
That happens. That happens all the time. You don't see the field yet.
3rd down and 12. Maybe the final play of this third quarter, but a timeout first. Cyclones
Iowa
take
takes
the
its first
timeout.
time out of the half. 30 seconds.
So the Cyclones use the timeout. Down 42-3 with 4 seconds left here in the third. C.J. Beathard, our Duluth trading hardest working player, 215 yards and 4 total touchdowns tonight. The Duluth trading hardest working player.
Yeah, you can take all these numbers and get rid of them. Because what made him outstanding here tonight was he was in control. He was in control of the line of scrimmage. He made some phenomenal throws from the pocket and on the run. This is a guy right now who has complete control of this offense.
And part of that control is check with me. He's audibles at the line of scrimmage. And he's controlled the run game as well. I think he's 100% with his run checks, getting to the right side.
Iowa State 2 for 10 tonight on 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 12. Park on the roll, throws, good grab with a flag down in the middle of the field. It'll be a 1st down if it stands to Alan Lazard. Miles Taylor out there on the coverage. We'll see about the flag.
Not a bad job by Park right there. Again, that was that levels throw. He knew what he needed.
Downfield, offense number 53. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay 3rd down, and we'll have 1 untimed down.
So instead of having 3 receivers there, he had 4. But that was a nice job of Park, understanding where he had to go. Patient enough to make that throw to Lazard.
3rd down and 17. Park, backside pressure, gets away. Park gonna run. And Park getting to the sideline and nudged out at the 39 by Bo Bauer. And that untimed play,
That's the end of the quarter.
is indeed the end of the quarter. A quarter and a game dominated by the Hawkeyes. Start of the 4th quarter, Kinnick Stadium, Iowa City, Iowa. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Chuck Long, and Lisa Byington with you tonight, along with our entire BTN crew. It's been a pretty dominant performance tonight for the Iowa Hawkeyes, as Hawks have led throughout, scoring 14 points per quarter on the way to this 42-3 advantage. And Iowa State's going to go for it on 4th down to start this off. 4th and 8 at the Hawkeye 39. Jacob Park is the quarterback. And on 4th down, Park with time finds Lazard. A flag is down as Lazard goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. It's a 1st down if it stands, but the flag back at the 36.
Regardless of that, what Park just did right there, that's really nice to see. Very decisive, right on the money. Ball came out quick.
He threw it well. Good drop, like you said. Great rhythm and timing is what you want in your quarterback. He displayed that.
Receiver downfield, number 8. He was covered up. 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
2nd time they've had an ineligible man downfield, and it costs them big here on a 4th down conversion.
So I guess they are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It must be on the top side.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So he's covering up. They're considered both on the line of scrimmage. So he can't go out for that pass.
That was a good throw. It's a shame, though, man, because he threw it very well there.
Well, let's see if he can do it again.
I'm impressed with him.
Yeah, me too.
Punt team on. Colin Downing to punt to Desmond King. King running up with a fair catch signal, and he makes it just shy of the 20-yard line. Through 3 quarters, a 42-3 lead for Iowa, and dominance from a statistical standpoint as well. 392 yards to 209, but look at that yardage per play for Iowa. 7.3 yards per play.
Yeah, when you look at that, Chuck, I understand why you were singing "Turn Out the Lights" before, because that's
You're gonna put that one on me on that? we don't know. We don't know where that came from.
But, well, it's pumped. It was piped in here.
It was
somehow.
piped in here, so
it got there.
They averaged 8.1 yards per play last week, running just 50 plays a week ago. So the Hawkeye offense taking advantage of their opportunities the first 2 games of the season. Four-man pressure from Iowa State as Beathard throws, finds McCarron, and McCarron with a first down up the far sideline.
His ball placement tonight has been really good, Chuck.
Really good. And the safest places to throw in football are outside the hashes. And they've kept those footballs, for the most part, outside the hashes tonight. Safe places to throw.
He used Kittle a couple times to the inside. He kept a lot of those balls down. So he's had an outstanding game here tonight.
I like the polish in his pocket. That's one of the things I want to see C.J. Beathard get better at is pocket polish. Getting the ball off on time with accuracy. You can see the improvement from last year.
First down, pressure coming. Beathard gets rid of it, avoids the sack, and now room to run. A Shield pinballing his way up the sideline, gets the first down. Let's check in downstairs with Lisa Byington.
This Iowa offense showing all kinds of things here tonight. One of the things that they wanted to show, and it looks like Daniels and Wadley, their days might be done, but they wanted to build up their running backs in maybe areas they're not as strong in. They wanted to see Akrum Wadley run between the tackles instead of just using space. They used Wadley a lot in week 1 in some space situations and some pitch pass situations. And one of the things the Iowa coaching staff told me today is they don't want opponents to be able to sort of pick the hand of the Iowa offense in terms of which running back is out there. We might have seen a different kind of skill set from some of their running backs tonight.
Here's another one, a true freshman, Tokes Akinrobody, out of Brownsburg, Indiana. And Akinrobody had a couple of carries for 6 yards in the Miami of Ohio game. Picks up a couple here on first down.
Kevin, one of the things that you really like to see out of C.J. Beathard is when he makes that throw, he follows that thing with his eyes all the way through.
I was told by a quarterback coach in the NFL, as soon as you stop doing that, you're done playing quarterback. You need to keep that concentration all the way on your target, even as you're getting hit.
Akinrobody runs right into the heart of that Iowa State defense. No room there. Jaquan Bailey there. And the rushing attack for Iowa between Daniels and Wadley has been very good.
Well, yeah, and you can see they were able to use what they have very well. Vision, you see right there, out of LaShawn Daniels. Earlier, you saw the great quickness from Akrum Wadley, and all that stuff is made possible, lest we forget, from a very solid performance by this offensive line.
Yep.
They started off winning the line of scrimmage, and they've won it all night long.
3rd down and 7 from the 47. 161 yards combined between Daniels and Wadley on the ground tonight. Beathard, quick swing to Mitchell, and Mitchell's going to be buried. Fine work by Willie Harvey and the Iowa State Cyclones to sniff that one out, and it's 4th down, a loss of 3. Our Benjamin Moore game changers, it is LaShawn Daniels and Akrum Wadley. 161 yards combined tonight. They combined for 204 in the first. That's 365 yards combined between the two backs over the first 2 games for the Hawkeyes.
And that certainly is changing the game. And again, I want to spread that out a little bit because this offensive line, it's relatively young. They got some new people and new faces up there, particularly tonight, but they have really played well.
Trevor Ryan, the deep man for Iowa State. This one's going to bounce, take a great Iowa roll, and be downed inside the 10 near the 9-yard line. Iowa getting all the bounces in this Cyhawk series. Akrum Wadley and Kirk Ferentz. Kirk Ferentz, you see, he is overjoyed with how tonight's going. In this one, Iowa State, worst starting field position for either team tonight, starting from the 9-yard line, and the give on first down to Nwangu. And Nwangu out near the 13-yard line. Picks up 4. Jack Hawkeyes on the tackle for Iowa. So if you're Iowa State right now, you're not going to win this game. Obviously, you're down 42-3. You're a new program, though. What are you looking to do if you're Matt Campbell and this coaching staff over the final 10 minutes and 45 seconds?
2 things. Finish playing hard, and work your system. Yeah. You know, you're in practice right now. You're just practicing. Work your system. See what you have, what kind of players you have. He's still learning his football team.
Good protection on 2nd down and a good throw from Jacob Park for the 1st down as we check in our BTN studios in Chicago with Mike Hall.
Hey, Kev, let's give you an update on the other game going on your alternate BTN channel right now. Illinois and North Carolina. That's Malik Turner putting the Illini within 8. However, UNC answers right away. Illinois penalties are killing them thus far. They're down 15 in the 4th.
Mike, thank you very much. On 1st down, no room to roam for Nwangu as Menz is there to make the stop. Give him maybe half a yard on progress, and it'll be 2nd and 9. They've got some new faces in there for Iowa State. Jacob Park taking over at quarterback last series. Kene Nwangu, we've seen a little bit of him on the kick return game. Now getting his work in the backfield.
I think the fastest way for this Iowa State team to make strides is to get better in their offensive defensive lines. And I think they can accomplish that just with pad level. Chuck, we watched it last week in film. You saw a little bit of it here again tonight. They're still too high. They need to come off the ball lower. They can be more physical. I think just that little bit will help them.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5 in the backfield. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
And we've seen a lot of these penalties. Illegal formation, ineligible man downfield. A lot of unfamiliarity with the offense right now.
Next to pad level, it's pre-snap penalties, cut down on turnovers. Those are the things you want to improve on as a first-year head coach. The pre-snap penalties has to improve as the year goes on. That's discipline before the snap of the football.
Yeah, that to me, that comes down to coaching.
Right.
That's coaching.
3rd down and 9 at the 23. Jacob Park with time. Caught, 1st down. And Mitchell Harger all the way out to the 35-yard line. He picks up 12, and he moves the chains.
Yeah, Harger's just going to filter through the middle of the offense, and it's a one-on-one inside with that inside backer, and he just beat him.
I like the way Jacob Park's throwing the football.
Yeah, he's throwing it with some confidence. You know, he's not afraid back there. I like that.
At the 35-yard line, 1st down. And a flag thrown.
There's another pre-snap penalty.
False start. Offense. Number 61. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
That's the center, Brian Bobeck.
Which is an interesting story. He's come, he started off at Ohio State, and then when the coaching change came with Urban Meyer, and he went to Minnesota, and he got hurt, and now he's in his 5th season, and he's getting his start here for Iowa State. Big, strong kid.
Matt Campbell says he's the strongest player on the team, and he's been a lifeline for them as they try to build this program. Alan Lazard out near the 43-yard line, 2 yards shy of the 1st down. And Lisa, you've got a little extra on Brian Bobeck.
Yeah, both of his parents actually attended Iowa, and they are wearing Iowa State colors here tonight. And as Matt kind of alluded to, he's hopped around from Ohio State to Minnesota and Iowa State. And Brian's family, along with some good advice from an NFL scout, convinced him to play one more year of college football instead of trying for the draft last year. They did their homework. They even tested him out, even by a neurologist that handles the Chicago Bears and even the Chicago Blackhawks. He passed with flying colors. His dad told Brian to go where he is the most comfortable. They love this new Iowa State coaching staff and the opportunity for Brian to play right away. It just happens to be the rival school of his parents.
His dad was a linebacker at Iowa.
A lot of split families here in Iowa, man. You have parents that went to Iowa, kids that went to Iowa State, or vice versa.
Dad probably thinks he's got one more play left in him.
On 1st down, Nwangu struggles forward to the Iowa 42. A 3-yard gain on the play. Jansen on the stop. Garrett Jansen. there's a little of the family connection, but these are players whose dad played with Chuck Long. Full cross to George Kittle. So what you're saying, Chuck, is that you're now into the second generation.
Makes you feel old, Matt.
Holy smokes.
Played with all their dads, but they were great players here at Iowa.
Montgomery out of the backfield in motion on second down through the hands of Alan Lazard. A couple of rare drops tonight for Lazard.
Lazard's got some skills. Yeah, he'll be playing in a theater near you in the Sundays in the near future. He's got a big body, runs pretty well. He's got a chance.
Speaking of the family affair, his dad Kevin was the co-captain of the Iowa State football team in 1993. Third down and 7 from the 42 as Park in an empty backfield. Over the middle, deflected and incomplete. Sam Brinks, big sophomore from Carroll, Iowa, got a hand on that one and batted it away. Fourth down.
Just great awareness. Just getting your hands up, throwing inside. Parks had Lazard across the middle.
On to punt now. Colin Downing giving it back to the Hawkeyes. Derek Mitchell Jr. back deep for Iowa. High short punt. Mitchell calls fair catch, ran into his own guy. Then it takes an Iowa hop. Look at that bounce for the Hawkeyes. That could kind of be the headline to this game. Look at that bounce for the Hawkeyes. All of the bounces have gone for the Hawkeyes in this one. And this bounce gives a better field position, up 42-3. Right for the Hawkeyes, a 42-3 lead with 6:53 remaining in this one. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Chuck Long, and Lisa Byington with you from Kinnick Stadium. New quarterback Nathan Stanley in for the Hawkeyes. And motion.
False start. Offense, number 87. 5-yard penalty, first down.
We saw the true freshman last week for Iowa. First time a true freshman played at quarterback since Drew Tate back in 2003. Chuck, what do you see from this young man?
Yeah, I saw him in training camp. When I go watch training camp, I don't want to know who the young guys are. I just want to see who sticks out. He stuck out right away. Tall, can run, has a great arm. He has a nice future here.
Slings this one
Nice
to the
throw.
25-yard line.
Saw it right there.
Yeah.
Got it out quick.
And there's another freshman, Noah Fant, out of Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha South High School product, who another true freshman in this Iowa fold.
A lot of freshmen, but the guy snapping the ball is a senior and happens to be the head coach's son. Steve Ferentz is out there right now, number 54. Third center we've seen here tonight.
James Daniels did not play tonight with an injury. Lucas LeGrand got his first start and acquitted himself well. Second and 13 at the 25. Good penetration this time with a tackle in the backfield. Jay Jones. There's Steve Ferentz, the 6'2" senior from right here in Iowa City. 282-pounder getting some time in the middle of the line tonight.
Yeah, Kirk's been able to get, how many kids does he have? 5 kids?
5 kids.
5 kids. I think he's gotten all 5 of them through high school for sure. And
Iowa.
And Iowa. And that's saying a lot for in the coaching profession.
Coaching especially.
Yeah, there are a few coaches that can claim that kind of stability for their families. He's been able to do it. Stanley setting up the screen. Mitchell cannot get that one. Pass incomplete. A little pushing and shoving after the play. There's Brian Ferentz.
And that's your older brother, and he's your coach. And if you have a complaint with your brother, because you want to get like a brotherly fight, you got to go to the head coach who happens to be your dad.
Yeah.
So really, the main person in the whole thing is mom. Mom controls it all, and they get home.
Colton Rastetter on to punt this one away. Trevor Ryan is deep. Left-footed punter. Ryan will call for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 34-yard line. 5:12 remaining in this family affair here in Iowa. Steve, Brian, Kirk, other Ferences to be named later. Bobbled that snap and then going to take and run a broken play that turns into positive yardage for Jacob Park. Jack Hawkeyes undercuts him after about a 7-yard gain. Little miscommunication on the mesh point between Nwangu and Park. On second down, Nwangu with the carry. He's got the first down. Tackle made by Anthony Gare near the 48-yard line. Kevin Ward also in there on the stop.
So big picture here tonight, I think Iowa took a step forward yet again. And so I think C.J. Beathard did exactly what we hoped he would do in terms of taking another step and establishing himself of what he is right now, which I think is one of the better quarterbacks in the NCAA. And for Iowa State, there's still pieces that can be improved easily. And we talked a little bit about it with the offensive line just in terms of pad level and hand placement and stuff like that. But they do have some skilled people that you like, and they showed up. They just have to put it together.
Put it together. You mentioned the skill. They do have the skill. They have the running backs and wide receivers. Cut down on your pre-snap penalties, all those things before the snap of the football. If they just make that improvement to game 3, that'll help them.
Yeah. I think Matt Campbell's a good young coach. I think he's going to go through some growing pains, but I think he'll be all right.
Ashante Jones on the carry into Iowa territory. And it'll bring up third down.
It's important to get your players in for Iowa State, too, just to see what you have on the field in live action, because you don't get much live action in practice. So get your players out there, see what you have.
So they got Iowa has North Dakota State next week, and then at Rutgers, who got their first win today.
Pressure coming. Park. And Park is tripped up at the 44. You mentioned North Dakota State. That is, of course, the most powerful team at the FCS level, the defending national champions. Rutgers on the road to start conference play, then Northwestern at Minnesota and at Purdue. And you know Kirk Ferentz will not take North Dakota State lightly in that game. That is, if you're playing an FCS team, that's the toughest one you're going to play.
I was wondering who scheduled that game.
That's what's called a no-win situation, Chuck. Pressure coming as Park lets it go, and the catch is made by Hakeem Butler.
Oh, he got hurt.
And Butler still down, and he's grabbing his leg. Aaron Menz on the stop. Hakeem Butler had that one-handed touchdown catch last week against Northern Iowa.
Yeah, in the end zone, that was an awesome catch.
And you hate to see this in a game that's long been decided. Young freshman out of Baltimore, Maryland. Redshirted last year. See if we can see it here.
Yeah, watch him go catch this thing. That's a great catch with the hands. Yeah.
Just fell on his funny, didn't he?
This left leg.
That was a terrific catch, and really the only place that Jacob Park could put the football. I like the way he's throwing the football.
Hakeem Butler, his mom passed away in 2012. He moved in with his aunt and uncle in Houston. His cousins, if you're fans of basketball, you certainly know Aaron and Andrew Harrison, who were part of Kentucky's great runs over the years under John Calipari. Akeem Butler, a lot of talent, 6'6", 210-pounder out of Baltimore. This is a very good sign that he is up, and they're allowing him to put some weight on that leg, at least a little bit. You hope he's okay. Certainly a very bright future for him as part of this big wide receiver core at Iowa State. So now 1st down and 10 after the catch by Butler at the 38-yard line of Iowa. 2:50 to go in this one, a 42-3 lead for the Hawkeyes. Jones in motion. Park on the roll. Throws on the run, and a dart is thrown on the run. Sam Harms with the catch.
Nice throw, and he waited for that thing in a small window.
It's a flag down.
You're reading those levels again. You talked about those levels earlier, Matt. He read the levels correctly. Went to the higher level.
Downfield, offense number 56. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
That's J.P. Filbert, who was injured earlier and ineligible downfield. We have seen several ineligible downfield tonight, and Harms looks a little shaken up on the sideline. 3rd time we've seen the ineligible downfield tonight against Iowa State.
Right-handed quarterback thrown to his left like that and throws a dart with accuracy. Tough throw for a quarterback. It's too bad it came back, but he's really showing some nice poise.
He's doing some really nice things.
Is he creating a quarterback question at Iowa State?
Good question. It's nice to have two if you have two.
I would think the answer to that question would be no, because that part was already determined in preseason. Let's take a look if this is a backward pass. So it's where the ball, no, it's not.
No.
Yeah, so it's where the ball is thrown from and where it ends up. And it was clearly ahead.
So it's 2nd and 15 at the 43.
Yeah, but old rule, I mean, in any level, you can always, you can't beat yourself. And that's, a lot of that happened here tonight for Iowa State. Between penalties and missed opportunities.
Deflected away by Ojemudia. Archie Murdoch, the intended receiver. Coming up, the final drive presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Dave, Jerry, and Howard wrap up week number 2. All coming up following our game here at Kinnick Stadium. (42-3). Park with some time slings that one a little bit too tall for Deshaunte Jones, who's one of the smaller receivers in this generally big receiving core, just 5'10" freshman, unable to go up and get that one. But another true freshman playing for Iowa State. That's one thing Matt Campbell talked about. He said, you know, there's a lot of young guys playing, and it's really encouraging for our staff that I don't think we missed on a recruiting class. When you come in late and try to take over a program, sometimes you're not real sure what you're getting in that recruiting class. And he was very encouraged when we talked with him that feels like they've hit on a lot of guys in that class.
Yeah, but what you'd really like to do is not have to rely on those young guys.
Sure.
But if you have to, you know, sometimes you have to live for another day.
Mitchell with the fair catch, 1:53 to go, and I will just try to run this one out. You know, take the Cy-Hawk trophy back to the trophy case.
Yeah, you know, in every sport, 32 is a good number.
Yeah,
32 and 44, they work in every sport.
23, another good number.
Nah, 23. 23 doesn't work. 17 and a half, there's a number for you.
Michael Jordan and Brian Sandberger on the line. They'd like to discuss 23 with you.
They made that great. 32 just looks great. So does 44.
Hopping through the hole is Akinrabadi. Stopped shy of the 20 by Bobby McMillan.
So he even looked good. He just looked good running that ball at 32 on him.
You and I grew up with a lot of 32s.
Yeah, a lot of them.
A lot of good 32s out there.
Jim Brown, O.J. Simpson, Marcus Allen I played with. Heck, there's a ton of them across the league. Franco Harris in the Hall of Fame. And Mike Curtis. Oh, I loved Mike Curtis.
Quarterbacks were 12 when I was growing up.
Yeah,
Everybody
12
had
was
12.
big. You were 16.
Yeah, you know why? Because I wore 12 in high school.
12.
I wore 12 in high school, and I went up to the equipment man here at Iowa, and he said, "What number would you like?" I said, 12. He goes, "You're going to get 16, and you'll like it."
So you carried a lot of weight.
Yeah, I had no weight.
Exactly.
He said, "You're a freshman. You'll get what I tell you."
Kid. Take a 16.
And that 16 still there. That worked out, right?
You
Worked
made
out.
16 look pretty darn good, let me tell you.
And then Joe Montana said, Chuck Long's got 16. I want 16.
Exactly. Well, then all the quarterbacks in the NFL kind of went to 16. You had Montana.
Yep.
Didn't Plunkett wear 16?
Plunk was 16.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the things.
Body with the yardage to the 30-yard line.
One of the things that messes numbers up right now as you're looking at that Cy-Hawk trophy is in college football you can wear number 12 and be a nose tackle. And it just kind of messes it up.
It messes it all up.
That Cy-Hawk trophy spent the week out of its case. They moved it into the weight room this week here in Iowa City. Little extra motivation during rivalry week. On 2nd and 8, Akrum Wadley again met in the hole by Braxton Lewis. He bounced off and gets good yardage up the sideline to the 36-yard line. And that's going to be the final play of this version of the Cy-Hawk series. Dominance tonight, the largest margin of victory in the series since Iowa won 63-20 back in 1997. And tonight, it was all Iowa in the Battle of Iowa and Iowa State. 42-3. The Hawkeyes dominate the Cyclones, and they keep the Cy-Hawk trophy here in Iowa City. Impressive performance tonight for their 14th straight regular season win.
Yeah, and an impressive performance by the man right in the front and middle of your camera right there, and that was C.J. Beathard. I thought Beathard came out and played exceptionally well from the start of it all the way through, Chuck.
And you mentioned offensive line, pad level, coming off the ball in unison. Everything's won in the trenches, as you know, Matt, and Iowa definitely won in the trenches with their offensive line and defensive line.
They got a pretty good football team here.
Pretty good.
It's gonna be interesting to see because they're going to get better as the season goes on.
Well, no
Beathard
question.
will lead this pack, but they have a good running game and a good offensive line. It's going to be fun to watch this team.
Beathard tonight, 235 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. He also rushed for a touchdown. That'll do it from Kinnick Stadium. Our final score 42-3. Iowa with a win. Coming up, Dave, Jerry, and Howard will wrap up a busy week number 2 of Big Ten.